Hello, friends at YouTube. How are you today? I hear Mihal putting on his microphone. Hey, Joseph. Welcome. I am so behind on everything today because I came in late. I actually worked from home for a bit. Yeah. Happy Monday. It's Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Sorry, there's no. Okay, everybody go to your spots and stay there so I can focus cameras. Camera one. Look how pretty Blue is today. Blue, can you take a step to your right? Blue, to your right, yes.
Hi, sorry.
She was too busy looking at herself. Camera two. Camera two is a two shot. Camera four. Mihal, where are you standing? Mihal, where are you standing? Mihal, can you hear me? Does Mihal have ears? Can you tell him to stand? Can you just tell him to stand first so I can focus cameras? Camera one. Camera one. Blue is in camera one. Say that again? Yes, I need you. Well, actually, you sound beautiful. Mihal, Mihal, can you speak? They did. They did. No. I'm focusing cameras.
So I'll do start, then you do this monster. Okay, yeah.
Are you meant to hear them? Good question. No, don't worry. I'm just talking to Joseph on YouTube.
Irish theatre,
Yeah.
international
Alright.
arts
Joseph, you should be able to hear them now.
Opportunities,
opportunities.
then it stays with you
Oh,
for this week. Because this week is a big one.
Mihal, can you take
And
a half
then-
a step backwards?
oh, and then you're going to take over for.
For 161.
Okay.
It's your last one. I figure you get to have the.
Ugh.
Oh god, it's such a
Okay,
monster.
did you want
and
to-
I always struggle with this week as well. It's just
Are we doing the boomerang?
Yeah.
Okay. So down and then up.
1, 2, 3, go.
Awesome. Good job, Joseph. Thank you for letting me know. Or else you wouldn't
That
have heard
work?
them the entire show.
Oh, oh, that's quite funny. Okay. Okay, Kevin, do you need anything else?
Nope, just
Ready
be
to
you.
do this or what?
Did you get the memo about who's reading what?
Nope, let's just do the thing we normally do where we do pointing.
Okay, one special note. I'm reading this week, but then for the correction apologies, it is obviously going to.
That's
Miho.
161, Kevin.
161.
Great.
Okay. Fab. Clearly it's you starting because it says hello, I am
Yes,
Miho.
yes, yes.
Or I could be like, hello, I am Miho.
No, and I'm blue. And
Muting
then-
you. Going live. We're live on Facebook right now. This is episode 14. Okay, we're live on Twitter.
And have to eat too, actually.
Ah,
I brought in snacks, but they were like fruity and not sustaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Looks like you had like sweet peas, like.
well,
It's not a good
we
start.
made it.
Woo,
Kinda.
we're here.
Can you guys see the program
Countdown?
feed now?
Yeah, I can see the
Yep.
countdown.
4
That.
minutes and 36 seconds. Oh my god, have you played a Keep Talking Nobody Dies?
What?
It's really like silly party game, but it's like
Oh, it's horrible. Oh.
you download the game Keep Talking Nobody Dies either on like Steam or Switch, and you have a bomb, and only you can look at it. So say you have the bomb and you're looking at it, and you can see different modules on it, and it'll be like wires and buttons and stuff. I have a manual which I can look at on my computer
need to
or
go
paper
through,
version or whatever, and you're like, okay, I see a bunch of
headlines
wires, and I
real
like have to
quick.
go to the page and be like, okay, how many wires? 6. Are there any batteries on it? There's 3 batteries. Okay. Are there any yellow wires? And then it's like all this kind of stuff. Cut the yellow wire, and then some of them are mad complicated. but-
So it's like a bomb
Henry hits the
defusal
coast.
kind of
Tropical
deal.
storm
Yes,
brings
totally.
extreme
Somebody
weather
has to
to
talk you
east.
through it like it is in those, like,
Yeah.
there's like a hapless guy who's like, with the experts
Just
on
change
the phone,
it
he
to
can't get
extreme
into the
weather
building, so he's
to-
talking him through it.
to
like, yeah,
eastern US.
like that.
It's like
It's
8
interesting,
quid on
it's fun.
Steam at the moment. I think it's. I've already gotten like 3 hours.
Ready for
worth
next
of
one?
It, so got my money's worth. I think.
Biden's Bay of
Yeah.
Pigs is fine, but evacuation is pressure on. Evacuation of thousands draws.
Kevin and I never check the headlines. Whoops.
Just get rid of everything after pressure.
Whoops. I'm gonna say that's my and Kevin's bad. Not just my bad.
Festival is spelled wrong,
Oh,
or unless that's
Fiestival. It's
Oh, Fiestival. No, it's
Okay,
Fiestival.
cool.
That's on purpose. I'm not that
Arts
bad.
Council apology.
Although
Poorly
it does
advised.
make you
Nina
think of the
Simone ad
etymology
brings
of
criticism.
fiesta,
Good.
festival, and then the two things go together. Where we got that from?
Can you change it to a
Latin.
festival of ideas instead of conversation for Tuesday to Thursday?
Symposium of ideas.
Symposium of
VAC
ideas.
protection
So I was thinking
incoming.
about that word. I was trying to think of that word for
Just
Just
forget
delete
that.
everything after optimism.
Thebes,
In
Antigone,
subhead.
Antigone. Sophocles.
Sophocles,
Sophocles.
Sophocles.
Plato. Sophocles. The Oresteia. Sophocles. In ancient Greece. Catullus. The first known poet to ever write about something other than the gods was this guy called Catullus in whatever fucking 3000
Like
BC.
Cthulhu.
Kind of. Sort of.
Change the
Catullus.
second one to
And he is the first person recorded to write about another person, and he was writing about a married woman he was in love with. And one of his kind of more famous poems
cool.
includes a line, "To thee I would give 7 fuckings."
That's nice.
So
Is
when
that a direct quote?
Well, it's obviously translated, but like that is in the poem to her.
Thee, I would give 7 fuckings.
Yep. What a man. What stamina.
1 minute, guys.
1 minute.
God, it's so incel. That's such an incel thing to say.
So if anyone
What a
tells you that,
cult.
like, you know, society is getting more depraved, absolutely not.
But the Greeks invented depravity, though.
Yeah.
They are the fucking.
There's also like
They lost themselves in depravity, didn't they? Isn't that why they're the
Okay,
whole
can you
place
guys
fell?
stand where you should be standing? Are you there?
out
Absolutely.
here.
Cool. Just
I'm
gonna
here.
do
I'm looking
some.
at this camera, not this camera. They've changed. What's that
Yes,
about?
things have changed.
Oh my god.
Cool. Looks great. Now it's 1 minute. I lied
I
before.
think that the prompter should be reading at the top. Then.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
about that for our last show.
Yeah.
I think that was shaking things up for our last show there.
I feel like the
Because I always noticed I'm looking down. Although I don't read back the show. I don't watch back the show.
sometimes I have to.
Yeah. I live it.
So annoying. I do all the editing for my radio show as well, so I have to like listen to all of us talking. again.
Jesus, that. I'd say that's a nightmare if it goes on for hours. Like,
Oh well, I
all
mean,
right, guys. 15 seconds.
talking's usually less than 10 minutes.
oh, fair enough.
It's mostly a music show.
Okay, that's time. Stand by. I'm not quite ready yet. 11. Cool. I'm muting you guys. Stand by. Cool. All right, let's do this. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Hello, I'm Mihal,
And I'm Blue.
and welcome to Irish Theatre this week. We're broadcasting live from the theatremaker.ie studio at Access Ballymun. Tonight we will bring you the latest in Irish theatre, arts and international news, as well as opportunities, government updates and news from around the world. This is Irish Theatre this week on Monday, the 23rd of August, 2021.
Going to me, huh?
There's
You're
plenty
live.
of news for this busy week, so let's jump right in with the breaking stories.
You're live.
Tropical storm Henry reached the coast of Rhode Island yesterday afternoon. The storm, packing 60-mile-an-hour winds, made landfall yesterday. This was after cutting power to 115,000 houses across the coast from New Jersey to Maine. About 3/4 of the homes in coastal Washington County on Rhode Island, which is home to more than 125,000 people and includes Westerly, were already without power when the storm hit land. A record 4.5 inches of rainfall was recorded in New York City on Saturday also, crippling railroad service on Long Island and in southern New England. It has caused the cancellation of hundreds of flights on Sunday at the airport serving New York City. There has also been widespread road flooding reported in New York and New Jersey. Water levels have remained elevated at the shore through yesterday, while strong winds will cause mounting power outages near the coast and some distance inland. The warnings have reignited memories of Hurricane Sandy, a more powerful storm that knocked out power for much of Manhattan and flooded subways in 2012. On Sunday, the United States ordered 6 commercial airlines to help transport people after their evacuation from Afghanistan, as Washington sought to step up the pace of departures of Americans and at-risk Afghans from Kabul. The Pentagon said it called up 18 commercial aircraft from the United Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Air, and others to carry people from temporary locations after they landed from Afghanistan. The move is highlighting the extreme difficulty Washington is having as they try to evacuate people following the swift Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. Evacuees are being sent to a dozen countries outside Afghanistan, including across Europe, the Middle East, and Central Asia. More than 18,000 have been flown out of Kabul since the takeover began. The United States and its allies have brought in several thousand troops to manage the evacuation of foreign citizens and vulnerable Afghans, but have stayed away from areas outside of the Kabul airport. Minister for Foreign Affairs Simon Coveney has said 34 Irish citizens are still waiting to get out of Afghanistan and warned that the window of opportunity is closing. On the return of live events, Croke Park held 40,000 spectators for the All-Ireland hurling final yesterday. Limerick beat Cork to claim their 10th All-Ireland and their 3rd in the last 4 years, but all eyes have been on the fallout after the event. Videos have been circulating online of thousands gathered around Dublin drinking in large numbers.
Three, two, one, you're live.
Gardaí have said a number of licensed premises were inspected around Croke Park yesterday following the hurling final, and some of the pubs were asked to close in the interest of public safety. Inquiries have also begun into alleged breaches of COVID regulations at one of these premises. Respected figures in the entertainment industry have expressed their anger and frustration at a video of fans gathered outside Croke Park showing people drinking and singing together as people spilled out of the more than 82,000 capacity stadium. Discussions are to continue this week on the reopening of live events, with a roadmap to be published next week. As the vaccine rollout continues, people are urged to maintain basic COVID-19 guidelines like social distancing and mask wearing, as the effects of Croke Park gatherings are yet to be seen. Meanwhile, at the same time as the All-Ireland hurling final, Fiestival took place outdoors at Railway Union Sports Club. Over 2 days, Fiestival presented 6 shows, each entertaining 200 people at a time, with 1,200 ticket holders in total over the weekend. Tickets were free of charge, with the event being funded by the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts, Gaeltacht, Sport and Media. Tickets had to be booked in tables of 6, with tables being spaced more than 2 meters apart. No alcohol was allowed on site for family or over 18 showings. These numbers were in line with the government's guidelines for organised outdoor events. In what has been called a tone-deaf response to the restrictions, the Arts Council has released its new campaign entitled Arts Flourishes in the Face of Adversity. The campaign features various artists throughout history whose work or personal circumstances had seen them face challenges. For example, one showed a picture of William Shakespeare, along with the tagline, "A plague couldn't stop Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet from falling in love." The tagline is being a pointed reference to the pandemic, was also one in a series of poorly advised advertisements. The campaign was supported by newspaper representative group Newsbrands Ireland, and over the weekend, a number of newspapers carried a Nina Simone ad featuring a picture of the singer with a tagline, "Segregation couldn't separate Nina Simone from her music." The words white only, waiting room were also superimposed beside the singer's face, representing the Jim Crow laws across parts of the United States in the 19th and 20th century. The ad was understood as a reference to the current COVID-19 restrictions and drew the ire of many on social media. In a statement this morning, the Arts Council said it had got it wrong and wishes to apologise for the aspects of the campaign unintentionally appearing insensitive and upsetting. The campaign was set to run for the next number of months online, in print and on the radio. Before moving on, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that the TheatreMaker.ie team needs your help to keep the conversations going. During the month of August, we're asking for you to support our mission in promoting conversations in the sector and making news and information freely available. And by support, we mean we need your financial help. Starting tomorrow at 11 a.m, our Keep the Conversations Going festival kicks off. A 3-day broadcast full of inspiring talks, informative lectures, important conversations, and industry panels, alongside our usual Stage Door live broadcast. Later in the show, we'll be sharing the full schedule for the festival, and you'll be able to check out the fantastic list of participants, including Annie Ryan, Liam Fitzgerald, Thomas Conway, Gina Moxley, Lucy Ryan, and many more. You'll also be treated to a sneak peek into the behind-the-scenes workings of TheatreMaker, and trust me, you won't want to miss that. We've set up a special page on our website, www.theatremaker.ie, where you can pledge your support and show us how important TheatreMaker.ie is to you. If you can't help financially right now, it would help to take a moment and share our request for support with 5 of your friends. Thank you in advance for your support.
Go in the blue. You're live.
Numbers currently in hospitals are the highest they've been since March, with over 300 now in hospital with COVID-19. Of those, 59 are in ICU. The Health Service Executive Chief Paul Reid described the figure as a very real threat. Mr. Reid also said almost 6.6 million vaccinations have been administered to date. He said 91% of adults have now been partially vaccinated, while 85% are fully vaccinated. About 135,000 children aged 12 to 15 have registered for a vaccine, while 77,000 have received a single dose, Mr. Reid confirmed. Dr. Tony Holohan described the upward trend in serious infection as a significant concern and urged people who have not yet opted for vaccination to register as soon as possible. Although more than 8 in 10 adults have been fully vaccinated, Professor Philip Nolan of NPHET warned that only around 75% received their latest dose more than a fortnight ago. He urged people to wait the 1 to 2 weeks it takes for vaccines to become effective. Speaking during homecoming celebrations for the Irish Olympic rowers in Cork, Taoiseach Micheál Martin said he shared the concern of the health service. He also confirmed that there will be a series of meetings over the next while to devise a new roadmap for managing the pandemic over the next couple of months. Speaking today, Professor Philip Nolan of NPHET warned that the peak of the Delta wave of COVID-19 has not yet been reached. The peak is expected to be reached by mid-September, according to the head of NPHET's Epidemiological Modelling Advisory Group. Nolan also said, from that point, the level of infections in the population should start to slowly decline, and then over time, the risk of catching or spreading the disease should reach the lowest points in the course of late September, October, November, December. According to the data, Nolan expects 90% of the population to be fully vaccinated by then. Ministers are expected to proceed with the phased reopening over the autumn and winter, despite the recent surge in cases associated with the Delta variant. The reopening plan will set timelines for the reopening of the arts and live entertainment sectors, religious services, indoor sports, workplaces, indoor events, and some leisure outlets. Nolan added that NPHET expected a lower vaccine uptake in the 12 to 15 cohort, but is happy that the vaccination process is well on target.
Going to Micheál.
In just about an hour and a half, the first performance of Waterford Spree's Prism will reveal itself. Winter of last year, the idea that 2021 would be normal began to give way. St. Patrick was unlikely to preamble along the streets in March. Spree's artistic team began to model an idea, A show that would not parade. It would be both an installation and a performance. It would be a prism. As winter gave way to spring, the model grew and became the real thing. Spree tonight represents the world premiere of Prism at Waterford Courthouse. And lucky for most of us, as this unique cultural experience is fully booked with only 200 per show attending, it will tour from late 2021. Ogmore Prism. Dublin Theatre Festivals Dublin Theatre Festival tickets go on general sale tomorrow at midday. Dublin Theatre Festival would like to remind you that there is limited availability across all productions due to current government restrictions. They will aim to accommodate as many people as possible, and the box office team will be on hand to help you with any booking queries you may have. In order to book tickets, you must have an account with DTF to book tickets. Many productions are also offering tickets in pods due to current restrictions. This means you may need to book in groups. So gather your theatre-going pals and have your pod members in place before general sale goes live. More tickets for Tonic have been released. Tickets for Tonic's opening night, Saturday the 11th of September, were previously sold out on the Dublin Fringe Festival website. The Dublin Fringe Festival tweeted just 2 hours ago that an extra pod tickets had just been released for that date. Tonic, brought to you by Fionn Foley, who we recently had in studio, and Rough Magic, is described as a blisteringly satirical musical for the times we live in.
Go ahead.
The Abbey Theatre today opened their new Café Pigeen. This is a new pop-up cafe. It is open under the front of the building under the awning. Designed by Katie Davenport, it is full of Abbey prop store treasures. They're open Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., serving teas, coffees, and baked goods, and a weekly lunchtime offering of soup and sandwich options.
I'm just going to let this play a little more.
If you find value in
Stand by,
Stage
coming
Door
up blue.
Live, please help us grow by letting your friends and followers know. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button and give us a like. Take a moment to share this live feed with your friends and followers right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell to keep updated on our new and exclusive YouTube content. Your support helps us continue these important conversations about Irish theatre now and into
Stand
the
by,
future.
4, 3, 2, 1. Stand by, Blue. Coming in.
Sky Arts is currently in a dispute with the Black British Theatre Awards. Sky Arts has been accused of showing a sheer level of disdain towards the Black British Theatre Awards by not commissioning the event for a second year, with organisers claiming it puts the future of the awards on television under threat. Last year, Sky Arts commissioned and broadcast the awards, which celebrate Black performers and creatives in UK theatre. This year, Sky Arts is not commissioning the awards, which has instead offered a much lesser valued acquisition deal worth £10,000. Co-founders Omar F. Okai and Solanga Urdang stated the 2021 awards would still go ahead and broadcast in some way, but added that producing them for television would not be possible for £10,000, and the move had been very damaging to the awards. Jonta Richardson, who is the independent producer and director of the awards event, expressed shock, saying that to promise such unprecedented support at the height of a summer of racial reckoning, when optics were at their most optimal, only to quietly remove that support when the dust had settled, seems particularly and unnecessarily cruel. Recently renamed Armour Dance Theatre is reorganising to promote social equity. Armour Dance Theatre, Miami's community dance conservatory, formerly Thomas Armour Youth Ballet, wants to be more than just a dance school. Thus, ADT has been striving to remove the economic, social and emotional hurdles that may prevent students from thriving. This year has brought about the change to the name and changes to leadership that are meant to further move the school in this direction. Ruth Vysen, Artistic Director and outgoing Executive Director of Armour Dance Theatre, stated that Armour Dance Theatre is a social justice organisation whose goal is to address accessibility and inequality in the community. Though some of their students do go on to join professional companies, that's not their goal. One of the biggest hurdles overcome by the school has been transportation, And rather than requiring people to come to them, they have brought dance to the people in churches, community halls, and schools.
Coming to me, Hall.
10 major works from Northern Ireland will be showcased in the Edinburgh Fringe Connect, a new online event and networking platform for arts industry and fringe artists. The Spotlight on Northern Ireland Theatre and Dance event will take place at 11 a.m. on the 25th of August and will be presented in BSL with additional closed captioning. 3 further productions have separately been invited by Edinburgh arts venues to appear at the Edinburgh Fringe. Poetry lovers can enjoy some of the most rarely performed works of Samuel Beckett at the Irish Film Institute this week. What is the Word is an audio cinematic experience presented by Pan Pan Theatre. It offers an immersive sensory journey into a selection of Samuel Beckett's poems performed by some of Ireland's leading actors. Tickets for the screening are only available for the 25th of August. You can book now on the website of the Irish Film Institute. For those of you who have not had the chance to experience it, a series of multidisciplinary inclusive arts activities in public spaces around Ireland is happening this summer. In the Open, or Fuin Spare, is a programme funded by the Arts Council in response to the COVID-19 crisis for 2021. It will be continuing in some places until Easter 2022. Each area will have a variety of events appealing to a broad range of audiences and interests, which will range from performances, film, projections, music, street art, trails, spectacle, installations, visual arts, literature, spoken word, and much more. To check out the full programme and the list of locations, go to artscouncil.ie/in-the-open. Last Tuesday, Minister Martin published a progress report on the implementation of the Audiovisual Action Plan, which aims to deliver improvements for the audiovisual sector. Minister Martin said her department is working closely with Screen Ireland and the film industry to ensure that the optimum conditions are in place to allow the sector to overcome the challenges of production during COVID-19. She added that despite the pandemic, significant steps in relation to recommendations in the plan were undertaken. The DOC is bringing live performance back to the heart of Carrick and Shannon from late July to early September with a programme of early evening concerts showcasing traditional, folk, pop and jazz music and some top-notch theatre. The performances will run on Friday and Saturday nights at 7 p.m, except for where otherwise stated. For more information, go to thedoc.ie.
You live.
There are currently a number of Arts Council awards open for application. Awards currently open include Round 3 of the Agility Awards, Strategic Funding, Arts Centre Funding, Open Call and Riders in School Scheme. The Agility Award aims to support individual professional freelance artists and arts workers at any stage in their careers. It has a maximum award of €5,000 and closes on the 9th of September.
Hey, Peter.
Those interested in applying can also attend an application clinic on Tuesday, the 31st of August with Caoimhe Ní Riagan, who will walk you through the submission process, including what makes a strong application. The Strategic Funding Award provides funding on a competitive basis to support arts organisations with ambitious and imaginative proposals for assisting artists in developing their practice and their ideas, and/or delivering excellent arts experiences to the public. The award is unlimited and closes on the 16th of September.
Yeah, right.
The purpose of Arts Centre funding is to invest in and support the infrastructure of arts centres required to sustain and develop the arts in Ireland. This award is also unlimited and closes on the 23rd of September. The Open Call Award is a programme for artists and arts organisations to develop and shift their practice and profile to work on a national scale, creating high-profile arts central to people's lives. The maximum award is €400,000 and the closing date is also the 23rd of September. The Writers in School scheme part funds visits by writers and storytellers to schools throughout the island of Ireland. The maximum award is €200 and this is a rolling application process. The Arts Council is also currently seeking a digital marketing manager. This position is a full-time opportunity at higher executive office grade for a digital marketing manager. Some of the initial tasks in the role will include a website upgrade project, developing a brand tone of voice, and implementing effective workflows across the website and social media channels. The closing date for receipt of applications is 12 noon, Thursday, the 2nd of September 2021. For more information and to apply, visit artscouncil.ie/jobs. RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, is also currently seeking to fill a number of positions. RADA is currently seeking a principal, registrar and secretary, executive assistant, youth company assistant, facilitator/director, and an access and participation coordinator. The principal is to lead the academy moving forward. The principal is the senior executive leader of RADA, providing artistic and creative direction, and is responsible to the chair of council and council for the quality of management and for all varied aspects of RADA's work as a higher education provider. This is a permanent position in London, with the salary being undisclosed. Registrar and secretary is also a full-time permanent position with an immediate start. The salary is £60,000. Closing date for applications is this Saturday, the 28th of August. Applications for executive assistant close Tuesday, the 31st of August at 3 p.m. This is also a full-time position on a salary of £28,000 to £30,000. Applications for youth company assistant facilitator/director close Friday, the 3rd of September at 9 a.m. This is a part-time position with a fixed fee of £5,700. Finally, access and participation coordination is another part-time position being paid £26,000 to £28,000 pro rata. Closing date for applications is Monday, the 13th of September at 12 p.m. More information on each of these on RADA's website, rada.ac.uk.
If you find value in Stage Door Live,
Am I
please
coming
help
back to
us
you, Blue?
grow by letting your friends and
Cool.
followers know. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button and give us a like. Take a moment to share this live feed with your friends and followers right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell to keep updated on our new and exclusive YouTube content. Creating live content is a costly endeavour. If you'd like to help us keep the conversations going, please hop
Hey,
on
Graham.
over to our Patreon page, where you can become a patron and gain access to exclusive
30
Patreon-only
seconds.
content. Patreon.com/TheatreMakerIE. You can find us on most social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TheatreMakerIE. And catch additional news, blogs and sector coverage on our website, theatremaker.ie.
10,
Watch this
9.
space.
Oh, go into a
There's
transition
more
first.
exciting
7,
content
6,
on the way from
5,
theatremaker.ie.
3, 2, 1. Transition. Coming to Blue. You live.
The world premiere of Dr. Rosaleen McDonagh's new play, Walls and Windows, opens at the Abbey Theatre tonight, the 23rd of August. Let's check it out.
Oh, I'm not ready. Here we go.
I wanted to challenge myself as a writer. I like romance, what goes on between couples and what holds them, what breaks them, what shapes them.
What in other circumstances might
Blue
be taken
Grim
for
says you
granted
look nice.
becomes something that these people are not
1 minute.
able to have. The tragedy of the play is that in a different world, they probably would have made it.
Traveler narratives or traveler representations.
45
I
seconds.
wanted to move it out of the polemics. I also wanted the play to have something that I couldn't give, and that's why I wanted to work with Jason.
Rosaleen is presented
I missed 30
challenging
seconds.
structure, non-linear.
20
expressive.
seconds.
Everything is in a kind of a transient, movable, chameleon-like environment. It shifts
15.
and reflects the inner state of Julia's mind.
10, 9, 8. Actually, I'm coming to you early. Ready? You're live.
Directed by Jason Byrne, Walls and Windows will be performed to a live audience of 50 people per night, with live stream performances on the 27th and 28th and on demand option from the 29th of August through the 11th of September. Along with part 1 and part 2 of Something in You Knows Things, there's another SoundCloud experience available on the Gate Theatre's website. As part of the Gate studio, playwright Matthew Mincino and director Mark Atkinson have radically reimagined Maxim Gorky's dark comedy, Children of the Sun. Workshopped remotely during the pandemic with an award-winning creative team and a cast of Irish and American actors, extracts from the process are now available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, or Podbean. There will also be a discussion with Matthew Mincino and Mark Atkinson available tomorrow. The extracts promise to offer unique and revealing insights into the ongoing development of this dynamic new theatrical work. Galway International Arts Festival kicks off this Saturday, the 28th of August, running until the 18th of September. Opening the festival this weekend is a smattering of in-person and online visual arts, music, and theatre events. On the last episode of Stage Door Live, Janice was in conversation with Philip Doherty from Phoebeen as we heard about their first production as company in residence at Onthaivjark, Coga na Saoirse. Coga na Saoirse, or War of Independence, is a multi-stage visual spectacle using Connemara as a backdrop, and with a large ensemble cast performing in Irish but accessible to spectators with or without the language. Tickets and more information available at giaf.ie. Other performances and events include After Love, a combination of dance, physical theatre, music based on a debut poetry collection by Danny Gill, with an original music score from Anna Malarkey and Adrian Hart. The Contempro Quartet celebrate their 25th birthday with a concert of its very favourite works, John Gerard's Mirror Pavilion, Happy Days, Life on the Rock, a photographic, sonographic and videographic exhibition celebrating the process of Leighantha Sunna on Inisheer. Dance Limerick will present They Started Chanting Too by David Bulger and Gotha Kushfaraga by Lucina Zwolinska as part of the Step Up 2021 Irish Tour. They Started Chanting Too will also be showing this Saturday, the 28th of August. The performances feature 6 exceptional dance artists selected from a competitive open call earlier in 2021. They are Alexandra Evazova, Mia Bradley Evans, Mia Di Chiaro, Corina Hoser, Elena Paltraka, and Rosie Stebbing. There is still time to catch the highly acclaimed drama The Dead and Opera online. The musical drama, based on James Joyce's best-loved short story, has been available to stream since the 16th of August and will be showing until the 30th of this month. The show, recorded live at the Gaiety Theatre, is directed by Joe Mangan and presented by Breda Cash Productions. Tickets for the streamed event are priced at €20 and are available from Ticketco. You can still catch Pan Pan's What is the Word, an audiovisual experience of a curated collection of Samuel Beckett poems presented by some of Ireland's leading actors. The final show will be this Wednesday, so act quick and book tickets via IFI's website now. And coming from New York, you can catch George M. Cohen Tonight, presented by Irish Rep Theatre. The digital event began on the 17th of August and will continue until the 29th of this month, with a show specially adapted for screen by John Peterson. Catch tickets on the Irish Repertory Theatre's website. Fire Door Theatre's production of Yasmina Reyes' God of Carnage opens today in Smock Alley's main space and will finish on the 28th with a post-show discussion taking place on Wednesday of this week. Tickets available at smockalley.com. There's still time to catch 1 Hour to Ron Montana, a one-man comedy set to the soundtrack of the 1980s. The Glass Mask Theatre presents their debut production in their new venue and has been showing since the 2nd of this month. The show will run until the 28th of August. Tickets are available on glassmasktheatre.com or in person at the Bestseller on Dawson Street. Sorry, Wrong Number will be shown on RTE Radio 1 this Sunday, the 29th of August. Described by Orson Welles as the greatest single radio script ever written, Sorry, Wrong Number is a radio thriller set in the 1940s New York. It will be broadcast at 8 p.m. this Sunday as part of the collaboration between Druid Theatre, Radio 1's Drama on 1.
And I'd like to take a moment to make a correction to last week's show. My egregious misrepresentation of Sophocles, Antigone, and Thebes was an error. I have since been educated and learned. I'd like to apologise to Sophocles himself in this trying time. In moments of darkness, can we find the true light? As the man himself said, rather fail with honour than succeed by fraud, and those are words I will learn to live by. And as we're all learning on this show, I'd like to bring your attention again to our Marathon Festival. Join us tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. for a fantastic lineup of inspiring talks, informative presentations, important conversations, and sector panels, along with our usual Stage Your Live broadcast. We'll be broadcasting from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, so make sure to tune in. We have some fantastic folks joining us, including Cian O'Brien from Project Arts Centre, Roxana Nicliam, Lucy Ryan, Senator Malcolm Byrne, Maeve Stone, Andrew Macklin, Mary Moynihan, Thomas Conway, and the list goes on. We'll be posting the full schedule on our social media as well, where you can share with your friends and colleagues. You can pledge to support Theatremaker on our website, theatremaker.ie, where you can also find out more about the festival and sign up for notifications. With your support, we can keep the conversations going.
Blue, you're on screen.
And that's it for Irish Theatre this week. Thank you for joining us. Our programming is made possible by the support of Dublin City Council and Access Ballymun. Theatremaker.ie is here to support you and your projects. Don't forget to send in your press releases and show announcements to news@theatremaker.ie for consideration to be published on our website and our online programming. Don't forget to check out Stage Door Live this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Stay up to date on the latest in arts news on our social media and website, theatremaker.ie. I'm Michal.
And I'm Blue.
And this was
Irish Theatre this week.
You guys are clear. Okay, now we are actually clear. Let me go end some streams. Cool. Okay, that's that. Good show. Yeah, you came pretty late, Grim. So, interesting thing today is that I am actually running a second vMix. I'm running, or actually a third vMix, really. We're running vMix in the cloud as well, because we're preparing for our festival. So I don't know if you saw. Oh no, you couldn't see because I wasn't sending you that program feed. But in the cloud, we are running. we are running an additional vmix. So I'm sending SRT. I'm sending my live program feed. Yeah, Cloud Mix. I'm sending my program feed via SRT up to the cloud, and then I'm able to switch in the cloud as well. And that's kind of preparing for our marathon that starts tomorrow. Because in the middle of our streams, we're going to stream for 4 hours at a time, 3 times per day for the next 3 days. In the middle of the stream, I'm going to have to switch to different show files in vMix on my local system, and that would stop the stream essentially. So basically, I've put a buffer in between my cloud, between my live show and the cloud, and then we also have some playback during the live show, or during the marathon that we're doing. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have something that I can show you.
Is that mean what time tomorrow?
If I turn this so let's see. Cool. So now I'm showing you my screen, but what I'm doing is I'm running. So this is my program feed. This is a cloud system. This is my program feed here in number 1. That's coming from my local system here via SRT. The program feed's being sent up, and then I also have this additional layout, so I can go back and forth between just the program feed and adding the festival branding and the pledge your support branding. Then we also have an option to play video playback. So during the festival, we have a couple segments where we don't have. Let me just make sure you're seeing this. Yes, where we don't have live guests. So we're playing back some of our greatest hits type thing. So I can play this back on the cloud, which will allow us to switch over on the local vMix system to other show files. So I can prep other show files separately and then bring them in. We also have like a holding page that will show in between segments, because we won't literally be live for 12 hours straight. There will be like 5-10 minute breaks in between. Yeah, so today, even though I didn't need it, I was just essentially testing whether that setup will work. The other thing we're going to be running, hold on, let me come back to something. The other thing that we're going to be doing, I can't show you that right now, is we're running PowerPoint in the cloud. So our guests, some of them are just giving presentations rather than it be an interview. Some of them are remote, some of them are here. But we want our guests, vMix does not really do screen capture very well if they're remote. So we're running PowerPoint in the cloud, and then using Internet Clicker. If you go to internetclicker.com. Hey, thanks, Steph. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time. I'll be live for 12 hours a day for the next 3 days. You'll probably be sleeping for the first 5 or 6 hours of that. So yeah, we're running PowerPoint in the cloud. Our guests are sending us their files ahead of time, I hope, Abby. And then they will be able to use software called Internet Clicker to go forward in their presentation. So PowerPoint in the cloud is actually coming down from the cloud to my local system. And then we can upload it to, we send it back up via SRT to the system that I just showed you in the cloud with the guest attached, obviously. Okay, let's nerd out a bit. The feed that we are seeing, multi-view, vMix screen cap, are you switching that manually or is that automated? So it is automated. So right now you're seeing a steady, I just realized I didn't even put up my lower third today or my I am live. Sorry. So it is automated. I have a little playlist. Let me see. I can't really show you. Let me see. So I have a playlist that goes through 4 of the setups that I have. I basically start the playlist when I'm live and I can't really talk to you, so you have something on screen other than just me and the multi-view. The playlist is, I have a button on my X keys here that starts the playlist, and then I go, I turn it off when I'm live. Yep.
I'm gonna go have a call with him.
Okay, cool. I'll be here. I can show you, actually, if I go back to this, let me just show you again how the playlist is done. Playlists are pretty cool. Basically, you can take all your inputs that you want in the playlist to be here. Now, playlists can also play videos and other things, but I have it rotating through my inputs, and it is set. Oh, if I double click, you can set like where in that file, if it was a video file, where it would start, how long it will run for, what's the transition in between items in the playlist, and what type of display. Is it an overlay? I've used playlists as overlays as well, you know, for if I have graphics that I want to rotate through or something like that. So you can set how long it stays on screen, how long each one individually will stay on screen. So I have it for 10 seconds because I think after 10 seconds you probably get bored of the same thing. I also have it set to loop. So now if I hit start here, it will just start. Now you can't see my screen anymore, but it will just start rotating through all of the options. Coming back to desktop capture, and I'm going to stop my playlist. Now I have a button on my X keys to start and stop that, should I wish to. This week will be a little bit crazy. It's a lot of content. Yeah, so you're paying attention, Grimskull. You should pay attention. A whiteboard with a diagram. What? Where am I doing that? Oh, you need me to draw it out. Actually, I do have I do have on my system, on my iPad, which I use for controlling my cameras normally, but I do have a little like Telestrator. I'll see. I won't have a lot of time in the next couple days, but maybe after the fact, I can draw out some schematics for you guys to look at and see and show you basically how everything works for the marathon. Will we just send you a link to join? Yes, Joseph. So Joseph is actually going to be a part of the telethon, or the marathon. I call it a telethon because that's what we call it in America. Festival, whatever. So Joseph, yeah, what I'll do is, yeah, I will send you a vMix call link. You probably, I don't know if you've ever used. Yeah, I can do up some diagrams, some diagrams and stuff, and maybe I'll do a blog post. It might be easier. So I'll send you a vMix call link, and then Joseph, you'll select your camera and your microphone, so you can come in through your normal system instead of, you know, just using, yeah. So you can come in through Ecamm. And then if you turn on virtual camera in Ecamm, that can become a camera in vMix call that you'll send to us. And we'll have probably about 10 minutes while we're on one of those holding screens for us to work through that and just make, you know, do some tech checks before you go live. Yeah. Now I'm excited for Joseph's imposter syndrome discussion. Imposter syndrome for artists. And then Dr. Elo is also part of our little marathon. social media and live video for artists as well. Yes, Blue's back there. Am I frozen? No, I'm not. Okay, hold on. Let me find Blue. Wait. Where's KMR Cam? Oh, I am up. Hold on. They should be able to see you now. Ah, they can see you now. There she is. There's your camera, Blue. Blue is excited to hear. Blue has a case of imposter syndrome. She's like, I'm not really a lighting designer. Even though she has an MFA in stage design with concentration in lighting, she's like, no. So Blue really needs Joseph's talk. It's very true. Blue, they said great dress today and good show. That was from Amazing Peter Gaming. Blue, if you've seen my photos on social media, Blue actually wore that dress for graduation. My lighting is horrible today because I didn't turn off the overhead lights, and I have this bright ass fluorescent something light right above me. Sorry about that, guys. Pull the game down. It's not plugged in. Oh, there we go. It has a battery power and it has a non-battery power. Joseph's leaving. Just as Blue fixes the lighting for you guys, Joseph decides to leave. I don't know. See you, Joseph. I'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock GMT, Joseph, because you will be live. Yay. And then once Doc Elo is on our marathon, you guys won't like the time. Dr. Elo is waking up bright and early on Thursday morning, and I think it's 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern time. 6 o'clock Eastern time, because he's on at 11 o'clock GMT or Irish time. So most of you won't be awake. Replays will be available. Yeah. Anybody have any more questions? I'll show you. So I'm hoping to be live for 12 hours a day on my behind the scenes channel. We'll see how that goes. If I run out of bandwidth or something like that, obviously I will have to take it down. Yeah, but hopefully I'll have my behind the scenes stream and be able to chat with you guys at least when other things are live. Most of it is just going to be 1-2 camera type thing, or vMix call coming in for people who are joining us remotely. So yeah, most of the day. And then we're still doing Stage Door Live on Wednesday night. We're doing a 2-hour show of Stage Door Live, and then Tuesday night, which is tomorrow night, we're doing a 2-hour industry discussion, and then Thursday night we're also doing a 2-hour industry discussion. So literally from 11 o'clock to 9 p.m. the next 3 days we will be live. Bye, Blue. Thank you. Good job. I see you tomorrow? Wednesday? It might just be me and Abby in on Wednesday, on tomorrow. The more I learn about vMix from you, the more I enjoy working with it. Yeah, you know, it's fun. There's always, you can always find something to, something new. There's lots of things hidden. I'm really interested in scripting right now, and what you can do with scripting, because you can control all of vMix by scripting, and it's just amazing. I've also finally got central control, although I'm not using it right now, but I set it up for our for the marathon. But I've got central control working on my Stream Deck, so I can control not only my system that's here, but also the remote system that is streaming the marathon, the cloud system. So That hopefully will make my life a little easier. Yeah, there's so much you can do in vMix. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And when you think about it, like, even a couple years ago, the amount of equipment that you needed to do that, to do what we can do in vMix is just crazy. Yeah. Is there music? Oh yes, there's music. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Shortcuts are amazing. You know, like the keyboard that I have, the 128 key programmable keyboard that I have in front of me. This one, of course, now that we turned off the lights, you can't see it very well. This is literally just a keyboard, and it's like sending, you know, a keystroke to vMix. But basically, I mean, when this was all I had, I ran the entire show through this. You know, all the playbacks and everything. Having the Stream Deck is gives me a lot more options. But you know, but it's basically just a keyboard that's sending commands to the cloud. But I'm loving central control because I no longer have to build shortcuts and decide if those shortcuts are going to be local presets, local shortcuts, or if they're going to be global shortcuts. And you know, hold on, let me go to my screen share, screen capture. Let me just show you something. Settings, shortcuts. Like, these are all the shortcuts that I use for our shows. You know, like all the MIDI notes are the Akai Mini, and then I have all of these are, and that I use to control remote callers, just the audio, and then I have all the Stream Deck shortcuts, and then all of the shortcuts that are just keystrokes. I have all of those set up for this 128 key programmable keyboard. Yeah, like, it's a lot of shortcuts. But now, you know, I'll only need shortcuts for, you know, the Akai Mini, for this keyboard. And actually, I wonder if Central Control would allow me to use this keyboard. Yeah, that's exactly what I have, Grim. I don't know if I'll be able to lift it because the wire is very short. This guy. But I have this set, so like when I want someone to go live, I press this button, and then it transitions them to only seeing the program feed instead of everybody in the feed. And then if they're here, so when they're live, it adds them to the master, master audio channel. When they're here, they listen to the D sound bank, and they talk on the D sound bank, so they can have conversations behind the scenes while we're doing a live show elsewhere. And then the mute button I have set up to work, that's on, that's off, and then obviously the sound, the gain, not gain, the volume. The one that looks like a small piano key. Oh, interesting. Yeah. And then I also have the ability to control my microphone here. If I press, I don't want to press it because I'm live and it will turn off my ability to talk to you. But if I press this button up here, it's me just talking to the hosts. And if I press this one here, it's for me talking behind the scenes. And then it also tells me what Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't screw up my audio. What audio buses I'm going to, and then I have a mute button for myself. I also have a mute button on my 128 key keyboard that I can use for myself as well. In studio stuff is basically because I generally have 2 or 3 mics in studio. I have those on the 128 key programmable keyboard. Say that 10 times fast, so I can just mute and unmute them when I need to. It's just right there at a fingertip, and then I have myself, and then I have for our video playback. I have a mute button for that as well. So if it's just supposed to be B-roll, then it could just be B-roll with no audio. What else is here? I don't know. Oh, another thing. During the marathon, we're going to do kind of a behind the scenes. When's it scheduled?
I think it's tomorrow. Or Wednesday.
No, it needs to be Wednesday when Janice is here.
Taking a 3 p.m. slot.
No, I already put it in somewhere. Okay, you moved it. That's really weird. I added it. So I moved dinner an hour earlier, I think, on Wednesday, and then I put it in there. Yeah, you already have something at the 3 o'clock slot.
Well, maybe you said you keep 5 open, or you keep one open.
Wait a second. Hold on. I have a graphic. There it is. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is the behind the scenes stream. Yeah. Just before we go live. Sorry, I thought I put it in there. And then at 6 o'clock we'll take a dinner break, which will allow Janice to rest, us to get the show ready, and then 7 o'clock we'll do Stage Door Live. Behind the scenes on behind the scenes. Yes, exactly. But actually, like Janice, I've set up a couple NDI camera phone apps. So Janice will be able to walk around and talk to everybody while we're doing that. I'm hoping at some point we actually do have 2 slots available tomorrow. As of right now, I'm hoping that I can also make a little video that we can play about Theater Maker type thing. NDI on phone. I know, dude. I know. But no, see, here's the problem. Is there an SRT camera iPhone app? Oh, there is. And I can do it locally on the network. Maybe I'll do that. I'll try it. I do have Larix Broadcaster. I totally forgot about that. Like I think about that for remote, but I guess I can just do it on the local network as well. Duh. Didn't even think about that. Good idea. Good idea. I have to change plans now. Is Larix Broadcaster available for Android? Oh, really? That's what you're using for your stream? Interesting. And how is the lip sync? You're using, I assume, a proper microphone? How is the sync between the SRT feed and your microphone? Do you have to correct for that? That's actually one thing I'm concerned about. Is Janice? So I'm going to give Janice I'll use this. Like if she comes and talks to me, I'll use this, and then she'll have her normal wired mic, but we'll just give her a really long cable to run from room to room. We do have wireless mics, but because we're in the basement, there's so much interference on them, so we can't use them. I guess it's fine for a behind the scenes, right? Even if if the lip sync isn't perfect. Cool. I'm using a couple Android phones that I have that we could use for behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, 5 o'clock East GMT or Irish time on Wednesday. So that will be noon on Wednesday for you guys, Eastern time. Oh, interesting. So you're going through the phone. I don't really have, I mean, I guess I could just grab a mic, then, you know, a hand mic that you can pass around. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, wireless just sucks down here. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. We're in the basement. So yeah, ELO is 11 o'clock on Thursday. Joseph Clough is at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Is that 2 o'clock your time? Ah, nice. Yeah, I mean, we actually do here too. I think there's so, like, we're using, you know, analog wireless microphones here. Not analog, like they're yeah, I guess it's analog. In the 631 megahertz frequency or something like that. But there's just so much noise on it. Like, I guess it doesn't help that we have, I mean, Wi-Fi's in the 900s, right? But like, there's a power, all the power for the building comes in 2 doors down. The communications room is over this way. Plus we're in a basement, so I think it's just so much shit. Some of the other people might be interesting to you guys as well. Andrew Macklin, well, that's 6 o'clock Eastern time, but he's doing career planning for creatives. Christina Florescu is doing marketing for artists and shows. Have some political conversation. We have yoga at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. And of course ELO at 6 a.m. your time on Thursday. Yeah, so we're keeping the downstairs studio, but we have to get our equipment out, and then every time we want to set up, we have to, or every time we want to broadcast from this studio downstairs, we have to set up. That's okay, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we're building a new space upstairs, and we're actually going to take a couple of weeks off because we've been going 14 weeks straight pretty much. Actually a little more, because we did take 2 weeks off. Yeah. So I don't know yet how we're gonna fund the studio upstairs. Obviously the control room will just literally go up as it is. We'll bring all the cameras up there, but I don't know how we're gonna fund the build out of that studio yet. Really, it's just about design at this point. So we're hoping that this marathon helps us raise a little bit of money to do that, as well as pay some of our overhead. And we're hoping that some Arts Council applications come through and stuff like that. So we'll see. Well, it will be available on replay, Peter. You're welcome to watch it at any time. But yeah, we got some pretty interesting people in Irish theater chatting. No, it doesn't. And really, once we move upstairs, and until we get enough funding, we've applied for about 20,000 euro in funding. We won't be able to use this studio downstairs, essentially, because we don't have the tech to get the signal from downstairs to upstairs. We have to build a 10 gigabit network. They do have Cat6 cabling in the building, but I need 10 gigabit switches and stuff like that in multiple places, in the studio down here, in the studio upstairs, in the comms room here to connect it all together. So yeah, it's gonna take us some time to figure that out. I'm hoping by the end of next month we'll be back up and going, and I'll continue streaming and doing little talkbacks maybe once or twice a week as I build out, and I'll show you the build out and how we're setting everything up. No, it's crazy. I think I spent in the last 2 years easily 60 grand on equipment, euro, and then I had probably about 20 grand of equipment prior to that already. So yeah, and yeah, we'll say 98% of the equipment is equipment that I funded and own, and then about 2% was purchased with funding that we've received. But I use my personal equipment for other commercial projects. So that helps me fund that and maintain it and continue to upgrade. Who else is still here? I see 3 concurrent viewers. Grimm's must be still here, but he's at work. It's 3 o'clock. Who else? Who's hiding? Who's hiding? I use managed Netgear switches. I have 2 10 gigabit ports each. Oh, okay. The other ports are 1 gigabit. Yeah. So that's. Oh, hey, Grim. Who's the third person? It says there's 3 people here. Ah, Steph. See, you can't hide. Can't hide, Steph. So that's exactly what we're doing. Let me see if I can pull up the switches that we're gonna go with. Where is it? My drive. Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to find the document. It must be in my personal account. There we go. Let me do a screen share. So these QNAP guys are what we're going to go with. So these have 8 1 gigabit ports each, 2 10 gig SPF Plus and NBASE-T ports, and then 2 SPF Plus ports. So my thought is that because I can't really run cable from the 3rd floor to the basement in the comms room, and then from the comms room to this studio, my thought is that we'll run NBASE-T. We'll use the NBASE-T ports to do the long runs in between spaces, and then in each space we'll have the 1 gigabit ports as well to use. Yeah, and in the studio we have many more than 8 devices, so I'll probably just get another gigabit router or gigabit switch to do that, as well as in the studio and upstairs in the control room, and the other studio space. We'll get another gigabit, but this is the router that I keep saying router, the switch that we're going to use, and we're going to separate. We're going Dante for sound and NDI for video from the studio down here, and then we'll use VLANs to separate the signals until it gets upstairs, and then we'll open it up. I have lost you. There we go. Yeah, I can't justify that right now. I can't. First of all, it's not about justification. I can't run cables from the 3rd floor to the basement. That's 4 floors. 5 floors. Yeah, that's 5 floors. So I have to use what's in the building already, and it's Cat 6. So at least I can run 10 gigabit over that, or 5 gigabit or 2.5 gigabit, which will, we only have 5 cameras in the studio down here. But I probably will buy fiber cards. Oh, thanks. I'll go check it out. I will buy fiber cards for the main vMix control systems, so those can connect over 10 gigabit. Where did you link it? Oh, I don't see it. Some weird place. Well, the thing about those switches... Oh, no SFP on yours. Yeah. Yeah, I like these QNAP ones, and they're affordable. 262 pounds, which is like 300 euros each. We're gonna buy 3 of them, one for each studio space, and then one for the comms room. I don't need SFP, but generally they come on most of the 10 gigabit switches. The other thing that I like about this switch is it does support on the 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. It does support NBASE-T, so 10 gig, 5 gig, 2.5 gig, 1 gig, obviously 100 meg, which will allow me to have options where I can't run new cable. Really, what has to get from the studio to the control room, or from the control room to the studio down here, is not that much more than a gigabit. It's just I don't have enough headroom. So the goal is to... Oh, I totally didn't switch back to my screen share. I just don't have enough headroom, which is what causes the problems on this network. So any of the SPF or NBASE-T ports can be used for the long runs. And even if there's Cat 5e in the wall in certain places, we'll still be okay. Because I really don't need more than a gigabit. Now in the control room, I do need more than a gigabit because we have all of the we have all of the Don't think they will. Yeah. We have all the cameras in the other space as well as all the connections of all the systems that are in this space. And one of the other things I'm trying to do is separate video playback so it doesn't have to operate from the main vMix system. And hopefully, if we get the funding that we've requested, we'll be able to do that. And just have more options. One of the cool things about NDI5, I'll actually bring it up. And I know you don't like NDI5, but I haven't found a solution, or you don't like NDI. I haven't found a solution yet to fix my problems. But I'm thinking I'm going to build another NDI bridge. I'm going to build another system, which the primary point of that system is to be a remote host. So I can take NDI sources from from anywhere, basically any internet connected place, and send those back to the control room here. So technically we can broadcast from our studio downstairs, from our studio upstairs, from anywhere that's internet connected. And I think that will just give us so much more flexibility, and also not require me to move our control room every time we do remote stuff. So NDI bridge is what I was thinking about. I just think there's some interesting possibilities there. Now the remote side of it isn't working yet with NDI5, but I think it might be cool. So the funny thing is, Peter, I installed NDI5 on these systems here, but I didn't do that little trick that you're supposed to do in vMix to install NDI5 in vMix. Could be part of the reason. The manual install. So I didn't do this yet, so I don't know what vMix is using because NDI4 is deleted. So I should probably update this, but I've just been so afraid to change anything at this point because I don't want to mess things up. Yeah, I think so. Even from the studio down here to upstairs, I think using bridging, NDI bridge would help us a lot. But then we can also, if I have that system on a NDI4, okay. If I have that system on wheels, we can take that system from the studio here to the theater to anywhere in this building and broadcast there from anywhere, or using bridge remote or whatever it's called, host. Once they get that figured out, we can literally take that system anywhere in the world that's internet connected and control that stream from our studio here, our control room here. So I think there's a lot of really interesting things that we can do. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you could do that with SRT, but I haven't found a good way to send multiple signals. That's not 10,000 euros or 20,000 euros to buy the system. To send multiple signals, keep them in sync, and supposedly NDI Bridge is supposed to be able to do that. And by multiple, I mean like 5 or 6 cameras at a remote location. I also love that NDI now has NDI audio, so we can take audio in from remote locations and send that over the same pipe. So that's exciting technology if they get it working. Obviously, they were supposed to release it a bit ago, and they haven't yet. All right, guys, it is 8:30. Sorry, I'm gonna cut it a little short because, well, I guess it's not really short. I've been on an hour and a half plus, but we have an early call time tomorrow, and I have a lot of work to do tonight to prepare for tomorrow. I also slept like shit last night. I always do on Mondays. 3 SRT streams at 1080p 30. Yeah, I guess I have to look at it. We do use SRT for individual cameras. I have for different projects. I just, if I have 6 cameras at one location, how will that work? I'm really looking at the option of using NDI HX over NDI Bridge and bringing that in here, because NDI HX is such a small file. Now it is compressed, and you do lose a little bit of quality but for internet streaming, that's okay. I have to look at it. SRT is just the encoders are expensive, and that's my concern. Then again, if I'm building, €2,000 or €3,000 system to do it over NDI, it's the same deal. So maybe I'm thinking too much, or maybe I'm just excited about the new technology. I don't know. Yeah, cool. Definitely tune in for when you can. We'll be live from 5 a.m. your time until 5 a.m. Eastern time to 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'll try to keep my behind the scenes stream up as much as possible. You can also go over to Theater Makers YouTube and definitely catch all the streams. There's going to be a lot for me to manage here. I'm still the only technical person in-house. Well, Blue's very technical as well. But Blue won't be here tomorrow. So I will do the best I can to make sure that this stream is up. Cool. Grim, Steph, Peter. Who else has been here? Joseph. At one point I had 5 people watching. Some people were hiding, it looks like. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And I will see you at some point tomorrow. Good night.